watering our roots with the Namaste Christ-like love for all. True love is the root of God and manifestation of God's will and power. From the book of Psalms, chapter 1, the first division of Psalms, verses 3, we hear this wonderful encouragement about how we are like trees. A good man, a good person, a true human being, he or she is like a tree planted by streams or rivers of water, which yields its seeds, its fruit in due season, and whose leaves does not wither. Sounds like the pine tree, right? Whatsoever he or she does prospers. Beloved brothers and sisters, we also find this encouragement given to us through Yahushua, Jesus the Christ, who said, I have come that you and I, we, us, universal siblings, brothers and sisters, as one family in God, shall have life and have it more abundantly. So watering our roots is essential as we come to realize the divinity of our shared identity. Watering our roots gives life and renews the life of the tree. A tree without roots will eventually die. Trees fade away and die when they are deprived of the essential elements of life. Water, particularly water. Trees need good water to grow strong and fruitful. Any tree cut off from his or her roots will eventually die. Trees are sown and they grow so as to yield a harvest for the sower, the planter. So it's important that we use water, pure water. And what is water? In this context, water is clear understanding and application of the teachings, the mandates, the principles that are unchanging, that have been given to us, granted to us to use for our benefit, to lead us as one human yet divine family. So let us use water and tree as, symbolically. It is used repeatedly in the scriptures as guiding symbols to illustrate our nature and the desired expectation from our Creator. So we see in the Bible the tree of life, the tree of knowledge. These trees all need what? Pure water. They need the water of life, the tree of life, and the tree of knowledge. Water abundantly abounds, yet many remain thirsty. Why is that? Water is that essential element of life that allows all of life to grow and flourish. Without water, nothing has life or nothing lives. It takes water to allow for life to even begin. Hence, when life has been established, it also takes water to sustain that life. However, in order for a tree to survive, to be sustained, to continue to be a living tree, one must recognize how to sustain that life through water. In watering our roots, the roots of the tree of life, love and lineage, that's us human beings, we have come to recognize that we must take into account the full structure and reality of who we are, what we are, the reality of this tree, you as a tree, so as to water ourselves properly and correctly as trees of life, as trees of knowledge, so that we can bring forth what? A higher yield in quality and quantity to be harvested. We need to water our roots properly and consistently. What is a tree made of then? It's a good question. The tree first comprises of a seed that takes root on earth, on the ground. That seed gives birth first to, we say, a root. And it is a root that needs water. The root is symbolic of God's love, God's mind, God's hope, God's will, seeking to be embodied in word and deeds, meaning fruits of our actions, fruits of our labor, fruits of our witness in evangelizing, fruits of our lifestyle, caring and sharing. Water, symbolic of words. Water, symbolic of love, of care. The root lives totally for the sake of the tree. It is invisible. Many times you don't see it. It is invisible to the naked eyes. It is underground, burrowing through rock, slime, mud, in search of water, pure water, for the sake of the tree. The roots are the most essential part in growing a tree into full maturity, where the tree now can also bear good fruits with seeds for more trees to be planted to bear what? More good fruits. As in the beginning, we read in Genesis, we are to multiply and replenish the earth. Hence Jesus says, by their fruits you shall know them. Remember, again in Genesis, we are reminded that all of life is about seed time and harvest time. So this statement that Jesus makes to us for all time is so important, that by our fruits we will be known. Are we bearing good fruit? If we're not bearing good fruit, that means our root is dirty. Our root is not receiving pure water. So Jesus says, by our fruits we are known. This statement could be quite telling to us today and for us today, as it was back then and as it is already countless generations. Oranges should not necessarily bring forth apples unless they have been genetically tampered with or cut off and engrafted into something strange. Oranges, the seed brings forth orange, the apple seed brings forth an apple, if again it is properly planted and the roots are watered, tended to accordingly. Therefore, a tree without, or that is cut off from its original roots, is bound to also eventually fade away and die. Or best, it's going to look like something strange used for the fire. This principle applies also to our spiritual life of faith and love. When we as humans, individuals and families in community cut off from our roots, we face the same result of eventual death, especially spiritual death. So as we proclaim our roots, what we are proclaiming is we need to stay closer. We need to pay attention to the source of life, the source of understanding, the source of goodness, the source of love, the source of caring, the source of our identity, who we are. So proclaiming our roots, it's a way of helping us strengthen our roots to grow a healthy, resonating relationship with the earth, with the elements of the heavens we call the sky, with the earth beneath and that which is above the ground. So then what is our root? Our root and our roots are in God. Through Christ Jesus, Yahushua, the Messiah, the firstborn of the dead, yes, the firstborn from the dead, the one who gives us pure water to water our root. Jesus, the fruit of true love that we have been granted through God's amazing grace to be engrafted into. This we can't, or we should not forget. Hence, Jesus tells us clearly and truly, with a warning, that anyone who denies him before men, he will also deny or not recognize before heaven and earth, meaning before God, our Creator. Matthew 10:33. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father, which is in heaven. Anyone, past, present, or future generations, who are not told of this invisible root, puts all humanity in danger. Hence, we hear of Jesus descending into hell to preach the gospel and teach those who are still unable to engraft to the root of love. And so we continue with that providence. The providence of God is that we take root in love and grow as a tree of life, and grow as a tree of knowledge, and bear good fruits, not evil fruits. Yahushua is the root of all peace. The peace of God, the peace that comes from God. Yahushua, Jesus represents. He represents the Word made flesh. The Word made flesh. You know, the Word is like a seed, and it's also like water. The Word is like a seed that will, when planted properly by the rivers of life, will bring forth a tree that will bring forth harvest in due season, and its leaves never fade away. So Yahushua is, again, the tree of life, the one who has exemplified how we stay connected by watering our roots to bring forth God's heavenly fruits, a harvest of true life, true love, true lineage, to be manifested on earth as sisters and brothers, one divine family, shared identity, shared parentage with God must emerge. Hence, Jesus tells us, where two or more persons who are really watering their roots together, tending to each other, to one another, by this men shall know that we are of God, when we love one another. And how do we love one another? We water our roots. We water our roots. We speak truth into our spirit, our soul, our tank, our body, full of gratitude. We water our roots with the author and finisher of our faith, who has given us all the fertilizer we need to help our roots grow into a mature tree of life, tree of knowledge. So it is very clear that God is encouraging us daily. Every day we arise, every day we have the opportunity to be productive. What are we producing? What are we producing? What are we expending our daily energy on? I pray you use these times you have to secure your roots, the seed of God within you. The seed of God within everyone needs to be sown, planted. What we sow, we shall reap. And if we sow goodness, you don't just sow it and leave it. That's why you sow, you plant. A farmer cultivates, we plow, we prune, we go through the season, what is required for the seed in every season. How do we water our roots? Become a very good question. Am I supposed to water my roots daily? Does every plant need water daily? And to an extent, we can say yes, because we know without water, life will not really exist the way we know it here on this terracotta, and even everywhere, because the water we know now is abundant. H2O, hydrogen, helium, water. So like the word, in the beginning was the word, and we say the word was God, because the word was with God. God and the word are inseparable. So we know for a fact in the beginning was sound, the oscillation, the giving and receiving of what we cannot see with our naked eyes. We call the atom, the particles, this nano invisible reality that is the root, the seed for this macro reality. For you and I are made up of what? Invisible cells that we don't see, and yet those cells are full of water. So they are full of what? The echoes of God's desire from the very beginning for us. The love that created us. The heartbeat that seeks to be echoed throughout the universe. That heartbeat is in you. That heartbeat woke you up today. That heartbeat is giving you another opportunity. Without water, your heart would not beat. So we are a tank full of God's love. May we do our part to water others. Yes, you are a tank full of God's love. You are like water for somebody today. Water their hearts with words that brings life, words that encourage, words that brings courage, words that empower, words that liberate. I love you so much, but God loves us even more. So God has given us another day, all of us, wherever we are. The prisoner, the warder, the judge, the thief, the killer, the policeman, the head of state, the president, the congressman, the parliamentarian, the businessman, the merchant, the sailor, all of us have an opportunity again. An opportune day has come for all of us to do our part in watering our roots together, tending to each other, being each other's keeper. This is the whole purpose of religion. This is the whole purpose of spirituality. This is the whole purpose of business. This is the whole purpose of government. This is the whole purpose of why you're going to cut today or not going to cut. This is the whole purpose of every interaction we do, is that we care for each other. And it is in caring for each other we discover the divinity of our shared identity. We can reciprocate as heaven above. God's will can now be grounded here on earth. As a tree takes root on earth, not in the clouds. Right here on earth, trees take root, and then they mature, they grow, and then they produce good fruits, a harvest. My God, I pray by God's grace, I and you, we, the people who are finally awakening to the truth that we are one family, we continue to do our best to water, to prune ourselves together, care for God through cherishing each other as a true tree of life and a tree of knowledge that produces only good fruit. My beloved brothers and sisters, it's a wonderful week ahead of us, a wonderful day for now, a wonderful second, this second, that you may have received something that was like, wow, or I need to check that some more. Whatever the quantity that of God's grace that has been deposited into your spirit, receive it gladly, especially when what God is releasing to you is to challenge you, to ask more questions, to take a second look at your scriptures, to slow down, to have closet time, like the seed on the ground, to have alone time with God so that you can be watered properly. We are grateful for the divinity of our shared identity. This is the solution for all of us to come to the clarity that we are all of the same root. Yes, unless we corrupt our roots, unless that's what has been happening. Many persons have told you you are not of God. Many persons have told you you are a great sinner. Many persons have told you are not good, you are not good, you can never be good, or you can never be like Jesus. Yes, they've told you things that discourage you, or things that make you carry on a false humility, personality. We all know for a fact, God does not have an inferiority complex. God does not want to keep us down and beneath. No, God always wants to elevate us. A true parental being, a true heavenly being, does not have the struggle of watering our roots so that we grow into true trees of life. Beloved brothers and sisters, it's a wonderful opportunity we are living in these times where God is revealing. Yes, God has allowed the wheat and the tear to grow together. We've watered them together, but somehow God is separating the wheat and the tears. Yes, you, I pray, are wheat, valuable, not the tears that will be rounded up and tossed into flames, fire. You would be used for ingestion. You would be used to satisfy somebody's hunger. But we're not just talking about physical hunger. The symbolism of the wheat and the tares means that wheat satisfies hunger. The hunger for God, the hunger for true love, the hunger for family, the hunger to live together harmoniously in a healthy heavenly relationship. Our roots is so important that we discover if we are planted by the right river. And if not, there's nothing wrong in being replanted where the true rivers of life flows. My beloved, we thank God that today you will help water your brother or sister, or we say a friend, which is still a brother or sister. Yes, a friend. God wants us to be friends, to take care of each other. I love you. I hope I can be a good friend, and you too can be a better friend. We all can just be friends and enjoy this wonderful reality we call life on earth. The abundant life that surrounds us, that is here for all of us to share if we just allow ourselves to recognize we have the same roots. And therefore, if we water our roots properly, we shall produce the same good fruits. Jesus puts it this way: the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers, those who are going to water the root, they are few. It's put another way in the epistles. God allows one to sow the seed, and God allows another to help water the seed. And who gives the increase? Only the Creator, only our God. Only love gives the increase. Love conquers all things. Love conquers the pressure that was underground for the seed that we all must go through as seeds to bring forth a better harvest, to grow betterly, to grow better. We are all pressurized, and pressure is good, because without that pressure, we would not have the great resilience to resist and to stay on point with the divine that is within you, that breaks through every ground, rocky ground, muddy ground. You see how trees have a way of appearing plants from nowhere, even from granite, mountainous grounds. That's how powerful the symbol of a tree is. Does it only grow by the rivers and waters? It grows in the desert places where someone may think no life. God is ever present. So we thank God for you today. Be encouraged wherever you are. Know that you are a fruit that has come out of a divine root. And know that is true for the other person around you also. Water each other's heart. Water each other's heart. Water makes us clean. Cleanliness, again, we know is close to and next to godliness. We need clean hearts, clean thoughts, clean body, no doubt, clean external, but most important, clean internal. I love you. And again, I greet you with that most marvelous truth that waters our hearts, our spirit, and our soul to elevate together. Namaste. The God in me, the truth in me, the joy in me, the divinity of love in me. I recognize it also in you as an Ubuntu brother or sister, an Ubuntu sibling. Let us continue to synergize as we water each other's fruit. Peace, shalom, salam alaikum.